I figured it out. I figured out how to fix this FTX thing. Everyone is expecting the price of Ethereum to go down to $500 after FTX because we're going to zero. Everyone is expecting Bitcoin to do a similar thing, probably dump down to around $10,000 because of FTX. And I can prove it. It's very easy to prove. If you go to my Twitter or any big Twitter account, I said it seems difficult for Ethereum to get back below $1,000. And then you just go read my comments, okay? Richard Hart was just on Banter calling for $650 ETH. Richard Hart is an idiot, by the way. Going below $600. 750 in a flash. Please help me. Easy $550 to $600 ETH soon, then we'll buy. Oh my gosh, no. ETH to $700 before any of this. I mean, literally all of my comments. And the only time, guys, I can ever remember it being this bad, the sentiment being this bad, where if you post something about, a price going up, everyone's like, that's impossible, was at two very, very specific times. Okay, so let me just show you. So if I go back to the daily chart, let's go to it. Let's just go on Ethereum. Let's clean this up. Okay. I just want to show you that we've probably bottomed out for Ethereum. I'm 99% sure we've bottomed out for Ethereum. I don't know how else to say it. It's just so obvious. Okay. So if you look at this chart, obviously we went up here to like $4,500 at the peak, and that it'd be nice to get back there at some point, right? But on Ethereum, when did we bottom out? Well, this was Luna. This was like the whole Luna thing, and then right? And so it was right here, okay? And what I want to do also is pull up volume because it's just so obvious when you look at it. I think people are panicking. I think people think that like we need to go lower. We don't need to go lower. We really don't. I'm going to prove it right now. Okay, watch this. Okay, so when we came down here on Luna, check this out. This was the bottom right here, $868 we came down to on Ethereum. $868. That is pure panic. Pure panic here on Ethereum right here. And as you can see, the volume was very, very high. The volume was very, very high. People were panicking. When there are bottoms, people panic and they sell a lot. So there's high volume. You can see the same thing back here in COVID. Look at this. You see this? This is when COVID happened. You see how high the volume was? This is when Elon tweeted how crypto was bad. See the volume? This is when Elon bought crypto for the first time right here. You see the volume? So when you have high volume candles, boom. And then, oh wait, we have one that's just as high right here. Can you see this? I know it's faint. I'm sorry, but look at this. This volume is the same size as the COVID volume. Guess when this was? 2 days ago. 2 days ago, when FTX completely collapsed, what happened? The price of Ethereum went way down, but it only went down to 1,064. This is what you call a higher high. I'm not a technical analyst, guys, but when you see the highest volume bottom in the history of crypto, this is higher than COVID right here, okay? And the price right here, 1,064, could not get below 868 back here when we had this other high volume bottom. You know what that tells me? The bottom is in. The bottom is in for Ethereum. The big dogs aren't going to let it get below $1,000, and here's why. It's very simple, okay? It's basic psychology. Where do we think that Ethereum is going over the next 10 years? Everyone pretty much knows this. It's kind of like Bitcoin to 100K, right? What's the price that everyone thinks that Ethereum is eventually going to over the next 10 years, right? Everyone thinks it's going to 10K. Everyone, okay? 10K. Eventually, it'll take time. It'll take time. So when you see this, $10,000, what is that from our current prices? That is a 10x. That is a 10x. In life, you don't get very many 10x's, right? Especially if you're a big investor. I'm talking like a big dog, like BlackRock, these like big investment firms. There's not many opportunities for a 10x, particularly within a 10-year time frame. And this is probably more like a 5-year time frame, let's be honest, okay? We're probably going to 10K within 5 years. So when you see a 10x within 5 years, it's not going to be that easy, okay? And so your only chance to buy and get the perfect 10x was a few days ago when it was at $1,064. In my opinion, that danger has passed. That fear, that peak fear has passed. And now they're not going to let it get that low again. Okay, so I've been loading up. Instead of eyeing a 10x right here, here's what I'm doing, guys. This is the easiest way to 2x your money, okay, in the next, I don't know, like probably a few months, honestly. I really don't see this being, I think the bottom is in. I think peak fear is already here. We've already seen the bottom. So it's easy. Here's the 2x for you. Ready? 1250. It's actually 1230 right now if you bought today. 1250. Okay? And a very simple 2x is right up here to $2,500. Is that too difficult? I don't think so. I don't think Ethereum going to $2,500 is hard at all. Honestly, if you think about it, The stock market has gone vertical the past few days because of exactly what I predicted on this channel for 3 months. Smash the like button if you saw that. But the stock market has literally gone vertical because of the CPI print. When I told you guys that the CPI print was going to come in good and that we were going to absolutely go vertical, and the stock market has gone vertical. So if we didn't have this FTX blow up, Ethereum would probably be $2,000 right now. Right now. Instead, we're at $1,250, okay? And so I think this is probably the deal of the century, honestly, because it's an easy 2x. This is a 2x over the next, I think next year at some point, I don't know at what point, but at some point in 2023, Ethereum will touch $2,500. I think that's a very safe bet. I think that could easily happen once all this fear from FTX goes away and Ethereum goes back up to its fair value. For Bitcoin, similar. I think Bitcoin could easily go back to $25,000. If it wasn't for this FTX thing, right now Bitcoin would look like this. It wouldn't have this candle. It would look like this up to $25,000. This is where we would be right here. Okay? And so the big dogs know this. We had the highest volume bottom in the history of crypto 2 days ago. And I showed this on my channel. It's the same on Bitcoin. Let me make this clear. Look at this bottom. Look at this volume right here. I know it looks small on my screen, but you're going to have to zoom in. But look at the size of this candle. It's bigger than the Luna bottom. It's bigger than the COVID bottom if we zoom out. If we go all the way back, okay, all the way back to the COVID bottom, it's literally the biggest bottom in crypto history. Okay, so I think if you look at these two, see these two candles? They're the same size. COVID and freaking 2 days ago. So if you just go on Twitter and read through comments, go to anyone's tweet that's somewhat bullish, and you're going to see a million people below calling for $600. And I don't want to like call out like, you know, I have some like normal people in my life too. And they're thinking, oh, buy when it's $500. Like that's never going to happen, dude. When you have a normal person who doesn't watch the markets every single day, who has like a normal job, and I know that's a lot of you guys too. Like it's okay to be a normal person and actually work for a living. That's great. But like normal people think of it the wrong way. Here's how you need to think about bottoms. You have a horrible event happen. I've seen this happen so many times. I can feel it. I just know it. Because I've seen it happen. Like for, well, let's just talk about this one, but then I'll compare it to the past. Hold on a second, okay? You have a horrible event happen. You have FTX blow up. This is one of the worst things to ever happen to crypto. You start to panic. You start to say, fuck, like we're going to zero. Like this is really going to ruin crypto. A couple days pass, it doesn't ruin crypto. A couple days pass, the price doesn't go to zero. And then people start to think, well, maybe that would, you ever like almost get hit by a car? You know, you kind of avoid a car. And like, oh shit, almost died. And then like the rest of your day is like a lot better. You're like, wow, I could have died a few minutes ago. You know what I mean? That's kind of what it's like. People are like, wow, we almost died, but we didn't die. And I guess the worst is behind us. I guess what else could happen? That's what's here, guys. You have to literally think to yourself, like, is something else coming that is worse than FTX blowing up? I don't think so. Is it even possible to have something worse than the third biggest exchange on the planet blow up? I don't think so. Maybe Michael Saylor going bankrupt. That's really the only risk left in the market, which I don't think is going to happen. I think he's smarter than that. So I think we're good. I think the bottom's in, and I think we're headed back up. I know I seem like the perma bull. I really hate it. I seem like the guy who's always bullish. You know what though? I was right. It sucks that we're like at $16,000 right now and $1,200 ETH. But if this FTX thing hadn't happened, which it shouldn't have happened, but it did, we would be at $2,000 ETH and $25,000 Bitcoin. But we're not. But we're here, and now everything is mispriced. Everyone's really fearful. Everyone's calling for 10K again. And it just, I'm telling you, it feels like the bottom. It definitely feels like the bottom. And I think the best bet is to stick with Bitcoin and Ethereum. These are the two biggest coins. Okay, they're the safest coins. And I think Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin. So load up on ETH, load up on Bitcoin, and throw it into cold storage or keep it on Coinbase or Binance. Those are the only two I would trust. Coinbase, Binance, or cold storage. Okay? And just wait for your 2x and then get out. It's simple. It's easy. Okay? And one other thing I'm thinking about doing is creating like a little course that shows how to actually do that, right? How to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum safely, how to store it, and even maybe like some videos that show like, hey, this is why you should buy Bitcoin and Ethereum, like in case you want to convince your friends. Because honestly, this is the time to start talking to your family and friends about Bitcoin and Ethereum, not when it was $69,000, right? This is the time to change people's life, but you have to be able to convince them. So if I created like a very short course or something where they could, in like an hour or two, they could just easily understand what is the value of Bitcoin, what is the value of Ethereum, why are these things going to double in value soon, and where can I buy them and how can I store them safely? Would you be interested in that? If you would, please comment below, I'm in. Just comment, I'm in. I normally don't do this, but I just want to see if there'd be anyone that would be interested in that, because it is going to be a lot of work for me, but I want to try to help people to actually like get their heads around this stuff, because this is the time, guys. We need to focus right now. Everyone else is like, we're going to zero. I think the bottom's in. I think we're going back up. So everything's cheap right now. Now's the time to focus. Okay. Love you guys. I'll see you guys later. Peace. Bye.